The figure of Zulkarnain in the Quran is described in Surah Al-Kahf, verses 83-9. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that he managed to confine Yajuj Majuj behind a copper wall between two mountains. Zulkarnain was a Roman and Persian king. He was named so because he had two horns on his head. Some believe that this name was obtained because he had succeeded in controlling the eastern and western parts of the earth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him enormous power. He had a large army, powerful tools of war, and strong fortresses as well. Many countries bowed to Zulkarnain. Even the kings of the whole world respected him, both Arab and non-Arab. They all served him. One day he traveled west until he came across a large community of Bani Adam. He invited them to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Zulkarnain came to the land in the easternmost hemisphere, the area where the sun rises. There were people who did not have any buildings to live in. There were no trees to shelter them from the sun. So Sa'id bin Jubair said these people were red-skinned, short in stature, lived in caves and ate fish. Zulkarnain then continued his journey, eastward again, until he came to two mountains with a hole in between. At that opening, Yajuj Majuj came out to the land of Turkey to do damage, including to crops and offspring. In front of the mountain, there lived a people who hardly understood speech. They were alienated by language because they lived too far from mankind. The people asked Zulkarnain to make something as a barrier between them and Yajuj Majuj, the troublemakers. They had even intended to repay Zulkarnain with their wealth. But with purity, sincerity, rectification, and good intentions, Zulkarnain said, "What my Rab has authorized me to do is better." That is, Zulkarnain did not ask for anything in return from them, but was sincere for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Zulkarnain asked the people to gather pieces of iron and copper. He piled them up until they were as high as the two mountain peaks. Zulkarnain then asked the people to blow or heat the iron until it melted and formed a large barrier. This wall was so strong that Yajuj and Majuj would not be able to climb the top of the copper wall, nor would they be able to cut a hole in the bottom. Yajuj Majuj will never be able to get out without the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then when will they come out? That is when the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has come. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will knock down the wall with the earth so that Yajuj and Majuj can come out and mix with mankind while bringing damage everywhere.